My name is Ache, and I just want to start by saying thank you so much for tuning in. It really means a lot to me. I hope you enjoy this episode, and who knows, maybe you can relate. Okay, but is anyone else tired of being single? Because I know I am. But it's like I'm not at the same time. I don't know. I'm just tired of getting played, so I'd rather be single until God gives me my husband. But how long is that going to take? How long? Because unfortunately, for me, I'm very strict when I'm single. I'm not kissing any boys. I'm not going out on dates. I'm not cuddling hard. Okay, my phone is very, very, very dry. I don't even entertain small talk. When I'm single, I'm single. Alone. The me, myself, and I type. And it can get really lonely sometimes. I miss being in love for real. I miss the affection. I miss the daydreaming about my future wedding with the person I'm in love with. I miss planning dates because Lord knows. Lord knows how much I love quality time. It is my number one love language. I miss thinking that it's gonna last forever. I miss feeling girly. Just like giggling and laughing, no thoughts, just vibes. Because it's not every day think so hard, not every day serious conversation and deep talks. I miss just laughing. I miss making my inner child's dreams come true because she definitely loves love more than I do. Since we're on the topic of missing being in love, it's been 7 months since I broke things off with my last situationship, and I've been okay. But to be honest, the feelings definitely come and go. Like the feelings of sadness and just missing him. One thing I did find very helpful was reminding myself why I made the decision in the first place to end things. Because not too long ago, I was feeling really down about the whole situation, and I was talking to one of my girls about it, and she sent me a voice note basically reminding me of all the reasons why I had to let this person go in the first place and, how they've made me feel in the past. And I'm not going to lie to you, it was a little hard to hear at first, but it was very necessary because sometimes I need to remember why. Because if I don't, I start to feel like a monster. The one who ruined everything. The one who didn't try hard enough to make things work. The one who couldn't just hold on a little bit longer. Because sometimes I find myself in a cycle of where my mind likes to pretend that nothing bad ever happened. And in reality, I actually stayed a lot longer than I needed to. All because I had faith that the person could change or would at least want to change. And they never did. They didn't want to. So I saved that voice note so that whenever I feel myself getting low and feeling like I've made a big mistake, I'm just going to listen to that to ground myself back to reality and ground myself in the facts. But anyway, enough about the past. The past is in the past. It is what it is, whatever. Let's get into why I don't want to be single anymore. Where do I even begin with this? I don't even know. Let's start with the physical. When I'm in love, I'm a very physically affectionate person. I like cuddling, I like kissing, I like holding hands, I love being close, almost like in your skin. And as someone who has been celibate for about 1.5 years now, I tend to find myself missing that physical affection. And what I miss the most is definitely the smaller acts of physical touch. I'm very appreciative of genuine soft touch, and I promise you, I will remember it forever. Like, there's this one guy I met, I think in like 2018, 2019, whatever, and we had planned to go to the movies. So we were on the bus. Sorry, the story is just so funny to me, but anyway, we were on the bus on our way to Yorkdale, and my mom calls me. So I'm on the phone with her, and this guy just takes my hand, and he kisses my hand. I was 19 when this happened, and it still holds a special place in my heart. It was the first time that a guy had kissed my hand, and I was super giddy. I was so, oh my gosh, I was on cloud nine. And I literally could not stop talking about it. I like melted in that moment. Instantly folded for this guy. That day I was like, yeah, this is the one. My mom was on the phone with me like, hello, 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 answer me. And I'm in my head thinking like, I'm about to give this man the world. Anyway, that lasted about 3 weeks, but yeah. I start to really miss it when I'm sad, the physical affection. When I'm having a sad day or like a low vibe day, I'm just like, ugh, how nice would it be to get a massage right now and a big old hug and a kiss all over from the love of my life? You know what I mean? Like, I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one. Sigh, 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 sigh. But also, what I love and what I'm actually most excited for when my man finally finds me is spending quality time with them. Oh my goodness. Don't even get me started on cute dates. My future relationship needs to be extremely youthful and just full of life because this is what will make my inner child jump for joy every single day, okay? Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me share some of my favorite dates that I've been on. These are not in any particular order, but these are just some of the dates that made me feel so good and so happy afterwards. Okay, one of my favorite ones is definitely the last one I went on, which was like a year and a half ago. And he had invited me to go to a concert with him. So I got all dressed up. I looked like such a baddie. I got these thigh-high boots on. Oh, don't. Oh, I love that picture. It was such a nice time. The music was great. I love the artist, so that was just a bonus. The vibe was nice. We looked so cute together. I was honestly just so happy to be there with him. I was glowing with joy that night, and my heart was just so happy. We even took some pictures after the concert. They were so cute, and yeah, that's one of them. I loved that day, like from beginning to end. It was just magical. Another date that I could not stop talking about when it happened was, I think, 2018 or 2019 as well. This was the first guy to ever pick me up from my house. And I remember that I knew he had a car, but I had still asked him if I should meet up with him somewhere closer to him so that, I can meet him halfway and he doesn't have to drive so far. And he was like, I have a car. And I'm like, okay, so like what station should I meet you at? And he's like, I'm gonna pick you up? Like, what the heck? And from that very day, I never asked that silly question again. Like, I don't know. About meet you halfway so you don't have to drive so far. Like, what was I thinking? I don't know. Now that I have a car and I drive everybody everywhere, I can hear how silly that question was. Like, what do you mean? Like, unless you live like 2 hours away, even then I would still drive, but I don't know. But yeah, so he picked me up, and of course, he had nothing planned. And I can't remember if it was me or him, but knowing me, it was probably me. I suggested to just drive around his area and show me like where he grew up. And I'm someone who lights up when other people light up when they're talking about their past or their childhood or just things that they love. And like we drove around his elementary school and he was like, yeah, I went here when I was younger. And he just seemed so happy to show me that. And I was just so happy to be there in this moment. And then we went to a park and we were just talking and the vibes were really nice. And I just remember the weather was really, really nice as well. It was like a nice late night, summer night type vibe. And then we left the park and we found like a really big, what's it called? Like a parking lot. And then he let me drive his car. And I thought that was a lot of fun too, because I did not know how to drive at this time. So I was just like, wow, you're really brave for letting me do this. Like, I appreciate you for real. Like, thank you. And then he tried to ghost me. And, the old me was not going to let that happen. I wasn't going to let anybody ghost me without an explanation. I'm so sorry. So, yeah. Oh my God. Sometimes I like look back at the things the old me used to do and I'm just like, Achey, come on, man. Like, get up. Get up. Anyway. Okay, so one more. I'll tell you one more. Me and this one guy spent the day at Toronto Island, and it was honestly so much fun. A lot of my fun dates or outings, whatever, were actually with this guy, and he really set the bar high for my future man. High, okay? But yeah, we went to Toronto Island super early in the morning. We took the ferry. It was so nice and relaxing and calm, whatever. It was another beautiful summer day. We were playing in the grass, climbing trees. Like we were just I was just having a blast. Okay, you know those 2-person bikes where you're like sitting next to each other and you're just pedaling. I think it's like I don't know what they're called. But yeah, we rented one of those and we explored pretty much the entire not the entire Toronto Island, but a lot of it. And that was just a very fun thing to do. I've never done that before, so that was a lot of fun. We walked by the beach and that was really cute. We even like carved out a bit of time to just, write and journal on these rocks by the water. And my heart was loving every single second of this date. But yeah, that date is definitely up there. It was super genuine and I just felt like I could fully be myself, and it was almost freeing to be in that type of space. I really enjoyed it. I'll give him that. I really enjoyed my time. Actually, the lover girl in me made a very, very, very long list of date ideas to do with my future man. So if anybody wants it, feel free to DM me and I will send it to you. Because as of right now, that list is catching dust in my notes app. So someone can be using it. Someone should be using it. Now, mentally and spiritually, there are a few reasons why I don't want to be single anymore. First and foremost, because I want a youthful relationship. And because I want a youthful relationship, I get scared that the older I get, the harder it will be to find a man that is also youthful. Now, I know this isn't true. There are plenty of men who are grown and youthful and adventurous and exciting and outgoing and open-minded and all those great things, but I guess because of my personal experience and from what I see on social media and just stuff like that, it seems like the older people get, the more boring they get. Like, fancy dinner dates are great. Like, don't get me wrong, I definitely want to incorporate that into my future relationship, but I want, like, more than just the fancy stuff, the luxury side of things. I don't see many examples of people my age or older doing exciting, fun, adventurous things that, I want to do. And that kind of scares me. I don't know. Like I definitely do see some couples, but like it's a lot less than what like my For You page shows me, I guess. Maybe there's more out there that I don't see often, but I would love to see more of it so that this fear of mine can just vanish and be like, not even a thought anymore. But yeah, it does scare me a little bit. I know that the one for me will be youthful because it's a non-negotiable for me. But, and this brings me to my reason number 2, I'm scared that I'm running out of time. My dream has always been young love. A love that I can grow with and learn, experience life with. And trust me, I know I'm young, okay? I'm the first one to say it. I even try my best to never even make jokes like, "Oh man, I'm getting too old for that." Like I don't say stuff like that. I know I'm very young. But when it comes to relationships, I've always felt like I was losing time. I don't know what it is. I don't know where that fear actually comes from. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like impatient. I also put it in my head that I'm just too hyper independent. And the more comfortable I get with being extremely independent, the more I'm just not gonna wanna be with anyone anymore. Or that no one would meet my standards. Naturally, when you create boundaries and you set standards for your life and the people in your life, your circle gets smaller and the options for people to enter your life also becomes less. I just don't want it to be so hard for me to find someone, or hopefully in my case, be found. And for my spirit, honestly, this might sound very corny, but I feel like my heart is missing something, like it's missing someone. I have always longed for love, romantic love. Literally since kindergarten, I have had crushes on so many boys, and I just loved the idea of romance and romantic love. This is why I used to jump headfirst in the talking stage, because I already knew what I wanted. I already knew what I wanted my love to look like. But I didn't realize that the person I'm with also needs to feel the same way, or it would just never work out the way I wanted it to. And I would just always find myself in a place of settling for less because it was better than having nothing. When I was in high school, my prayer to God was to give me just a taste of what love is like. I never even prayed for an actual relationship because I just didn't think it was possible. So I would just pray for a taste. Lord, please, I want to know what it feels like, even if it's just for a day or a week or just 1 month. It doesn't have to last forever. I just want to know what it's like. And that is so sad. That is extremely sad. You know what? I won't even lie to you. My favorite versions of myself that I've experienced this far in my life have been when I turned 19 and when I've been in love. Those were the days. No one could knock me down. I was going to sleep every night from ear to ear, smiling. Every single night. I want that again. And I get FOMO sometimes because, God forbid, I don't want to miss out on love. I think it's one of my heart's truest desires in life, honestly. My heart cries for another romantic, loving, spiritual connection. And prays that it is mutual and long-lasting. So why are you single, you may ask? Great question. I honestly don't know. No, I'm playing. I have some ideas as to why this could be. Firstly, I am so terrified of the talking stage because, come on, the talking stage is what determines if you end up in a situationship or you end up in a relationship or alone. And truthfully, I'm scarred. I have trauma because of my past experiences. Like, the way so many, not all, because my man would never, my future man would never. So many men out there are scared to commit. It is ridiculous. They're scared to commit. They beg for more time to figure themselves out. And in that time, that could take years, mind you, you realize that all you're doing is playing pretend. I can't even risk being in that situation ever again. Like, it's no. I'm honestly just scared. Another reason is because I just don't be meeting anybody, honestly. The only place where I could potentially be meeting someone right now in my life is at work, but I work at a dispensary, and I don't want to be with someone that smokes. So, how's that? That won't work. That won't work. Okay, Ache, but what about when you go out? When I go out, I'm out with my girls. So with my girls, I stay. Okay? Any conversation I have with a man when I'm out with my girls past 11 p.m., I have a very hard time taking seriously. I'm sorry. Don't get it twisted though. Like, I'm very open-minded, things could happen, but I also need to learn from my mistakes that I've made in the past. And talking to a guy when it's dark outside and he's had some drinks to drink is not something I plan on doing again. Like, sorry, not sorry. I don't know. And oh my gosh, another reason is because I'm actually tired of repeating myself. I don't want to go through 21 questions again. I don't. Not right now, at least. What's your favorite color? How many siblings do you have? What's your favorite movie? I'm tired. Honestly, at this point, I should just make a pre-recording of my answers to the top 21 questions and just give that to any potential candidates so that they can study it and we can just move on from that stage. How about that? However, I do believe that my perfect match, my perfect person, my perfect man would make the small talk a lot of fun. And that's what I'm praying for. Because honestly, small talk, 21 questions, things like that, it can get really boring very quickly if there's no true connection or similar vibes or you're just not meant to really be together. You know what? Another thing that I realized is that I'm actually a little scared to have someone really know me. Like, the walls that I have built up, you don't even understand. They're high and they're thick. I feel like right now I'm in self-protection mode because my heart can't take another hit right now. It cannot. It is still healing. Every connection that I've made with a man has been extremely short-lived, -1. But I haven't been able to break the 6-month barrier. I don't know what it is, but I haven't been able to keep a connection for longer than 6 months. And unfortunately for me, 6 months is kind of like the time frame where the other person knows quite a bit about you at this point. And in my case, because of this, when the 6 months were up and things were about to end, these guys were walking away with what felt like a piece of me. Like they just knew way too much about me. And that made me very uncomfortable. I'm not afraid to be vulnerable, and I've always been honest about who I am, but sharing that with someone that's so temporary is scary. It's literally a gamble because you don't expect it to last for such a short amount of time. And I don't know, a part of me is just scared to be that vulnerable again. And sometimes, honestly, I feel like because I was so vulnerable and honest, that could be the reason why these guys just didn't want to indulge with me anymore. I don't know. It almost makes me feel a little bit insecure. I'm not gonna lie. I think, like, was I too much? Did I scare them away? Was it something I did? Was it something I said? It just makes my head hurt, and I just rather not deal with that at all. Either way, I don't even have any options right now. So I'm single by force. So, yeah. Look, I don't know what the future holds, but I'm extremely optimistic because I want it so bad. I know what I want it to feel like. I know what I want it to look like. I even know what I want it to sound like. I have put so much thought into my perfect love, and it is my dream to see it come to fruition. By God's grace, amen. And don't get it twisted, okay? I don't mind being single. I'm at peace, which, come on, amazing. I love it here. I love a peaceful life. I'm happy, amen. And I have been blessed with such amazing people all around me that love me and show me love in different ways. I've said it before and I'll say it again and I'll say it forever. I love love despite everything I've gone through. And a romantic love is the only one I'm missing. And it would just be very nice to have it. But I'll end on this verse, Isaiah 60:22. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. I have faith, and you should too for yourself. So yeah, share this with your friends, and who knows, maybe they can relate, and then we can have like a community of single people who can get together and eventually just find one another in this community. This is the Maybe You Can Relate Songs to Discover segment, where I put you on to a new song at the end of every episode. This week, I have a song by South London rap duo AE, consisting of Ads and Ls. They have captivated the rap scene with their unique blend of hip-hop, drill, and R&B. As a female duo, they bring fresh perspectives, staying true to their British Sierra Leone and British Nigerian roots. With chemistry dating back to secondary school, their tracks feature hard-hitting lyrics, fiery flows, and a fun, attitude-packed style. Their song, Capri-Sun, has commanded a global audience with its hard-hitting intro, I Think I Got the Best Kitty in the Continent. So here it is, Capri-Sun by AE.
structured up and I don't let the hang till I bust, man. It's a man's world, I took my world and I conjoined it. I saw something better, now it's you I'm avoiding. Drop a cheeky bar for the man, annoy them. Spit for the girls, bad boy.
If I pass the zoot, can you pass the Dutch? I'm tryna drink enough till I can't see much. Then I call my favourite ex, tryna feel it in my got me right, then I left like I'm riding with the clutch. Oh no, here I go again, dirty with the pen. Don't touch, he said E or L's, tell him.
If you want to hear the rest of this song, I have the link in my caption for you to go and do just that. Make sure to follow AE on Instagram and TikTok at A2E Music and on Twitter at A2E Music _. Again, I'm going to have all the links in the caption, so check it out, check them out, and thanks for listening. If you want your song to be on the Maybe You Can Relate Songs to Discover segment, make sure to click the link in my bio, go to the MYCR Songs to Discover form, fill it out, and we'll go from there. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.